Welcome to The Experience, live with Russ and Scott. Join us every Wednesday at 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. Learn more about the Experience community at our website, local.theexperience.video, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. The Experience is brought to you each week by these great sponsors. Aspects of Aging weekly talk show with Christine A. Smith. Unscripted conversations with experts. AgingBetterNetwork.com. Nancy Bakke and Best Entrepreneur Solutions. Transform your business's profit potential with proven strategies and tactics. BestEntrepreneurSolutions.com. The Jalot Home Team Keller Williams Mid-Willamette Realty. Serving Lynn, Fenton, Marion, Lane, and Polk counties. Visit teamjalot.com. And now let's get on with the show. Indeed, let's get on with the show.
Woo! Yeah, I'm so moving and grooving to the music. You know, I just want everybody to know Scott hasn't bragged lately upon this, so I'll brag on my son. We're so grateful to have an amazing, we both have amazing children. Let's just start it off. All of our children are amazing, but I have a son who writes a lot of music and does all the music for our live streams. And such a blessing to have that, because music can be expensive nowadays. And so nice to have that. And plus it's awesome. So there you go. We just watched, Scott, the Dove Awards, and Connor and his band Citizens were nominated again this year for a Dove Award. And my wife was watching. Connor wasn't able to go this year, but there were empty seats. And she goes, see, there's where Connor should be right there. Those are the empty seats where he was going to be. So
or you should be.
There you go. I should be out there. Woo-woo.
Yeah, you're going to be there when he actually accepts the Dove Award or the Grammy, because he's been nominated for Grammy Awards as well. So this is what happens, you know.
Yeah. Well, it's a blessing for family, right? Blessing to have, and we both have amazing children, and that's just great, you know. So anyway, I could brag on my kids all day long, but we need to keep moving on with the Experience Live with Russ and Scott. Welcome, everybody. We are here every Wednesday, 7 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, for your listening and viewing pleasure. That's right. After we go live at 7 a.m., it sits on the platforms, LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube for, wait for it, infinity and beyond. That's right. Forever it sits there. So you can go back and watch it, share it, engage with other people. Guess what, though? That's not it. There's still more. If you can't take time to listen or to view it, you can listen to it on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, whatever your favorite podcast platform is. You can listen to the Experience while you're putting your makeup on, getting ready for work, cooking dinner, taking a walk, whatever you want to do. So we are there for you, right, Scott?
Does it take you long to put on makeup each morning?
I tell you, my beautiful wife, when she's getting ready every morning, she's listening to podcasts. That's what she does. So I think about that.
I have to apologize too. I'm recovering from a head cold, and I've got that reminder cough of how much fun I had over the weekend last week. So, anyway, we have got another great guest today. People are going to be inspired. They're going to find new opportunities, I think, in today's conversation, Russ. And it's just another example that we have the most remarkable people on the planet right here on The Experience every Wednesday.
We do. We are so blessed. We are so blessed. In fact, I was telling Alejandra, our guest today, what a blessing it is to Scott and I. The people like her that are so busy and doing amazing things take time to come on to the Experience Live with Russ and Scott. That is why you need to get out there and share this today. But first, I want to tell you, before we bring in Alejandra, that you can go to local.theexperience.video for more information on Scott and I, including how to subscribe to our YouTube pages. And if you want to go directly to the Experience YouTube page, you can go to theexperience.video. But more information about Scott and I are at local.theexperience.video. It's a great place to go. Also want to encourage you this morning. Please get out there and share this. Let people know that we're on. Tag your friends. Say whoop whoop. You do not want to miss Alejandra today. I mean, Scott and Russ, they're okay, but
Mhm.
Alejandra's coming, and that's really she's going to
Absolutely.
make us look good. I'm telling you, she's going to
Yep.
make us look good. You need to be here for that. So, I think with that, Scott, I've rambled on enough. We
I
need.
just want to give people one more
Oh
word,
yeah, yeah.
and that is reach out to Russ or I if you would like your business to be featured here on
Yeah.
the experience or marketing with Russ or the Russ Reels, which is Thursday afternoons, and that's a fabulous panel discussion. Or if you want to be on the Waco Experience, an American story, and those some of those programs broadcast on terrestrial radio, as they call it, broadcast towers, as well as out on all the streaming platforms. So there are opportunities to promote your business right here online. Reach out to Russ or myself.
That's right. And speaking of which, we do have the Experience Radio Network, which both Scott and I with the Waco Experience and the Experience Local are
Mhm.
broadcast on radio. And so we have a growing number of stations that you can be involved with when you sponsor as well, which is a blessing to us because it helps us do this, but also it's a blessing to you because then all this is available. So there you go. With that, Scott, I think we're going to bring Alejandra in because she's got a
Well,
lot.
let's do it. Let's do
All
it.
right. Good morning, Alejandra.
Good morning. Hi,
Hey, good
Scott. Hi,
morning.
Russ. Thank you for having me today.
Oh, you are so welcome. Thank you for coming today. I mean,
Mhm.
I truly mean it. You and I have had several awesome conversations, and you were on Marketing with Russ with me a while back. And Alejandra, you're really doing amazing things, and it's quite a story all that you've done. So let's just start by who is Alejandra? What are you up to? What have you done? Tell us a little bit about you.
Well, thank you, Russ. I'm a young entrepreneur. I'm now doing a startup, and I'm also a real estate investor. But I'm happy to just be able to do what I love every day and to just have that freedom to have time. I think it was hard in the beginning when I had a regular corporate job to do what I love. I just wasn't fulfilled. So I decided to kind of take my own road and said, hey, you know what? I kind of want to retire early and do what I love. And this is just, it's been amazing, to be honest.
And
Well,
when did you retire?
At 29. So it was a kind of not a mistake, but it was like an accident that I was able to start investing really early. And I didn't have kids or anything like that. So I said, you know what? I think it's time to get a co-investor and start acquiring real estate. It's always been my passion to invest. So I was able to do so through short-term rentals. It's a faster way to make money with your rentals. And through Airbnb, I was able to just kind of sit back and just watch my money start growing and living from my rents.
yeah, I mean that is so amazing. Well, and I think there's going to be a ton of lessons for everybody today. So buckle up and listen. But what I love about what you just said, Alejandra, is that you decided to do it your own way. You weren't satisfied with the corporate life, and there's so many things, including Scott and I starting the show, and including getting sponsors for our show, and all the things we did. So many things that we were told you had to do in order to do things a certain way. And I just was dumb enough to think I could do it a different way. And you know what? It worked. And so there's so many times when conventional wisdom is not really the best wisdom, right?
Hmm.
Right, right. And
So
it worked back then.
yeah, well, tell us more about that. I mean, tell us more about really making that switch in your mindset, thinking, "Hey, I'm gonna go for it this way." Talk a little bit about that.
Well, my dad, I come from in Mexico, we come from a background of entrepreneurs. They have their own small businesses. But my father gave me two choices. He said, either you're going to get your education or you're going to learn how to sell. There's no way in between, or join the military or something. But you have to choose because I can't give you the way all the way. It's going to be your choice. So I said from the beginning, I don't want to be forever, stuck in a desk listening to orders and building somebody else's empire. I just went to college and I said, I don't want to be on a loan system where I have to go to college. And I just don't have the patience for it. So I said, I'm going to start selling. And I started selling. I started selling insurance, makeup, beauty brands, all of that. And I said, I love this. I think I can do this for a living. So sales has really been the foundation of who I am as a person since I was like 17. So that helped me a lot grow my business, invest, and just have that, I guess you could say, enthusiasm daily.
And Russ has a workshop called turning cold calling into making friends. Right?
Yes.
And tell us a little bit about the sales process, because a lot of people still in their mind, they have that plaid jacketed used car salesman selling people stuff that they don't need.
Yes.
Tell us really what it is.
Well, just knowing what you're selling, why you're selling it, and who's your customer. I think that's a big thing that a lot of companies don't know, even when you're in real estate, cold calling, all of that. Just knowing who are you talking to, who are you aiming to connect. That connection can become a friend, can become a referral, can become a network or a client. But just know, what are they needing? Am I picking up the call and just selling them something, or I'm really genuine, just wanting to connect? And I think knowing who you're selling to is very important.
Yeah. I mean, knowing your audience, I couldn't agree more. Knowing who you're selling to, man, that's just pretty straightforward. That's exactly right. Because the problem that people run into a lot of times is not knowing that and going with like a shotgun approach that's not really reaching the people they need. A lot of people do their marketing and advertising and sales approach by dartboard. They throw a dart at the board and they think, well, we'll see how this works. Well, that didn't work. So let's throw another dart. Let's give this a try, And if you are looking for the Gen Z generation, and that's who you're targeted in, and you're focused on Facebook that is hitting the 50 to 60 range people, you're not tapping into the right people. You need to be on TikTok. You need to be on things that they are looking at. And the other way around, if you're looking for my generation, you certainly don't want to be on TikTok. That is not where it's just not where your people hang out. So whatever you're doing, you just got to be really thoughtful about that. So you went into this, you were successful through the real estate investing, which you're still doing, but now you're doing a new startup. Tell us a little bit more about what you're involved in now.
So, the Alwa's Car Media Group, ACMG Digital, at first it started with the podcast, and I started realizing there was a gap. A lot of entrepreneurs, coaches, authors, they didn't have a platform to connect with other people. And I said, I can take what everybody else is doing and just do it my own way. So through the podcast, I had a company reach out to me and said, hey, we heard your podcast on Spotify. We want to kind of connect you with over 1,000 entrepreneurs. Can you get them on and just get them exposure? And I said, this is it. I have to build something from this. Not only just to sell a product or a service or advertise for them, but really build a platform where I can say, hey, I know someone globally that can help you with your company, and just connect them with other people. So it kind of became like a platform. A podcast just kind of turned into like this platform, a digital platform for entrepreneurs who need exposure, connection. Maybe they need PR, they need to get media. I can connect them with all of that.
It's an interesting concept. I was thinking about, we were doing a game, a physical board game. And to do that, we needed some manufacturing. So we went to this company, and this was in Springfield, Oregon, and they were in this industrial park, right? And so when I went to go visit Mac Industries, and I'm looking there over here, there's this kind of fabricator, and there's this shop over here, and there was all these different specialists. And so if one of those people needed something, they could just walk across the way and talk to somebody and either hire them or get some advice. And this is what I see that you're doing with this podcast, is that there's people out there like this, right? They've got blinders on. They're doing their thing. They don't know that they need this until they come to your podcast. So tell us about some of the kinds of companies that you've been featuring.
So I've had from startups in Sweden. I think it's a young guy who's starting a startup trunk for men kind of wardrobe. He said, hey, I need exposure. I know you can do email campaigns and all that. Can I jump on your podcast and maybe you can offer me your service? I've had from software companies who need just, more exposure. I've had startups from even food industries. I think I had somebody from Chicago who had the database that connects with I think Grubhub, Uber Eats, all of that. So it's a lot of companies that just are kind of like, hey, we need more exposure, we need advertising, we need more things. So I just kind of sat back and said, wow, this is free leads. They're free leads coming to me. I just have to learn how to pitch it to them and get a team together so they can help us, get them seen, get them either email campaigns or advertising. And that's what I'm doing now. I think the companies that are coming on are coming from all over the place, to be honest, like global companies.
Well, that is so awesome. And I just want people to know how much their engagement during this live stream means to you and to everybody. And just to let people know that I actually pay attention to the comments. There is Kermie, because we are so excited to be here with Alejandro Cart today, everybody. And I'm telling you, this is something what we're talking about. We're talking about building and getting visibility and getting yourself out in the market. And how do you do that? Everybody that's watching today can actually do that right now. And that is by jumping into the comments or telling your friends what's going on, because by doing that, what you're doing is you are actually engaging, connecting with people that could take you to that next level. Right. Because there's opportunities, and sometimes those opportunities, Alejandra, are right in front of us. They're right there, and we are not paying attention to those. And you were a person that did pay close attention to the opportunities in front of you, and you did something about it. And I think so often people think, well, I can't do what Alejandra did. It's so big and all this investing. I don't have money to buy real estate. But you know what? You can start connecting with people. You can start building community, and you might be amazed what comes out of that. Right, Alejandra?
Yes, especially collaborating. If you don't have money right now, you can get investors, private investors who can help you with, the loan. Maybe you have credit, maybe they have credit, but you have the money. So just collaborating with someone, sign a contract, get an attorney involved in your local, municipality, and just say, hey, let's do this together. That's how you scale, to be honest. You can't do it alone. You can't do it with your own capital. You have to get a good investor with you and connect with people, collaborate with them. Don't be afraid to put your money together with someone.
Yeah, I was working with some guys that two brothers, and they started with one duplex.
Yeah.
And then they built a syndicate where they brought in investors who wanted to invest in real estate.
Yep.
They wanted, but they didn't want the landlords. They wanted to be landlords, right? They wanted the growth potential of the asset. They wanted the stream of income from the rents. But finding somebody like yourself to be able to do the management, it's a win-win for everybody, right?
Yes.
And this is a great way to go. I want to go back into your business and let's talk about the business model. So you have a podcast.
Yes.
How is it that your business makes money?
So by pitching our services to that person that I have on the podcast, I look up who is it that I'm interviewing, and I first Google them, and I said, okay, if they have a great presence on Google, they probably already have, PR campaigns, they have advertising, but most of the time they don't. And that's where I can tell them, hey, we can do campaigns for you. Let's help you sell your service by us selling for you while you're asleep, while you're talking to clients. We're going to run ads. We're going to run email campaigns. We're going to keep selling for you. And they like hearing that because they said, oh my God, my team is just, we're always selling. We're always trying to get, but if I can get you to do that digitally with somebody 24/7 trying to sell while we're asleep, this is going to make us grow more. So I have a team overseas who helps us with that campaigning, bombarding people with services from my clients. So that's how we make money. We pitch our service to our podcast guests.
Okay, so I'm taking notes right now. I got my pen handy, and I'm paying close attention because I love what you're talking about, and that is something people need to really pay close attention to. The opportunities that are right there within what she's doing, and really getting that visibility and really utilizing other people to help, Alejandra, because you're not doing it all by yourself.
No.
Like we always say, we're better together, collaborating with others, working with others, and getting this out there, because live streaming, podcasting, just all kinds of video online, different areas like that, there are amazing opportunities. For example, with our clients, and Alejandro, you and I just talked about this a little bit, and your mindset's already this direction. But people that sponsor this program, not only they get so much value beyond what I think they even realize, because not only do they get a shout out on the live stream, that's not really what they're paying for. They're paying for all of that visibility and advertising that goes in up front that gets them to the live stream.
Yeah.
They're paying for the connection links that we do online that are connecting with other people. So here they are. You can click on it just like everybody right here today.
Yeah.
You're going to want to connect with Alejandra. You can just click on the information in the comments or the show notes, go directly to Alejandra. That is worth a lot to her, and it's worth a lot to us, right? Because you're clicking on that. You have those opportunities. Then after the show's over, we do ads, and there'll be a beautiful picture of all of us because of my amazing assistant, Ever. Thank you, Ever, who will put all that together with connection links, thanking the sponsors, connecting to the people on the show. There is so much value in things you can do, and then continuing to push out the services. I think people don't understand how great of a value that actually is, right?
Yeah. It's you have to put yourself out there. You have to talk to people, market, advertise, and then when you get clients, you're doing the same. When you make money for other people, you make money for yourself too. I think a lot of people think it's all about me. It's all about my company. No, make money for other people, and you're going to see the growth you're going to have with your company.
Yeah. Oh, I couldn't agree more. Scott?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great model that you have. So you use the podcast, and immediately those businesses are getting exposure. They're getting free publicity. And, I think about Shark Tank. I've got a client that was on Shark Tank, and there's this Shark Tank effect. When you go onto a popular platform, immediately it's kind of a vetting, right? People believe that if they're on Alejandra's show, this must be a good company, right?
Yes.
So they get immediate positive feedback, which then in turn gives them a reason to work with you on these other aspects. And you talked about some different types of promotion. And I imagine that you've got a process to be able to tailor this for the business. So let's talk about how you do that.
Yeah, so it's my job as the leader of my startup to say, okay, if it's an event, I have a client now who she does a lot of events in New York and the Hamptons. I have to target a certain demographic. It can't be everybody. If we're going to send ads, advertisement, email campaigns, SMS campaigning, we have to target the area that she's selling to, the age group, of women that she's selling to, and then go from there. But we go off of database. We go off of, hey, how many people do you have on your email list already? She's like, okay, I have about 5,000 people. Well, let's retouch bases with them first, and let's see how they're doing. Let's send a reminder like, hi, this is what's going on with my events. And then we go to new people, which is my database. We find new, email lists, SMS we can send to through MailChimp, and then we do the campaigning. So I think it's important to go off of who you have already, who you've serviced already, your clients, touch bases with them, and then do a brand new, I guess, campaign with other database. So you have to kind of be technical about it.
Yeah. Well, and that's where bringing in people that know what they're doing is good.
Yes.
Now, you, Alejandra, may know all about all of this, and some of us don't.
Right.
And, I know just enough technology to make myself dangerous. I can run this show, I can produce and do things like that. But, it's been a lot of learning along the way. But I have people around me that know so much more, including my amazing assistant, Ever, that know way more than I do. In fact, sometimes I think that Ever actually runs me and runs the company better than I do. So, but, the thing is, but that's important to know. Because like you said, it's not all about us. And when we collaborate and we work with people that maybe are just better than us in certain areas, that's okay. We don't have to be better than everybody in every area.
Yeah.
So I think that's where sometimes you got to swallow your pride and learn to work with others, because like you said, getting people to invest and do the things that really got you going and all that is really what launched you. It wasn't all about, oh, look how great I am.
Exactly.
It's like, hey, let me work with you guys, right?
Yes, collaboration, listening to people, taking criticism. It was hard for me at first, but I started seeing, okay, if people are criticizing you and they're better than you, that's when you take the criticism. Not when people are probably not doing much and they try to criticize you. You're like, wait a second, that doesn't seem right. But taking criticism, just learning from people, listening is really important. And like I said, take care of yourself legally as well with the company. Now that I have contracts set in stone, do your homework as a founder, as an entrepreneur. Always do homework, always read, and just get people better than you. Get people that are above your knowledge.
Yeah, above your pay grade, right, Scott?
Pay rate, all of that.
Yeah, these are the important things. And I'll just throw this out there too, when you're talking about legal
Yes.
and you develop partnerships, make sure you create that operating agreement. And that's something you want to do with an attorney. And it just explains what the roles and responsibilities are, what happens when someone wants to leave the partnership, and those are important things. What I really want to talk about too is, you were talking about, you have your own list.
Yes.
And many times we talk about building on rented ground, right? So those influencers who have 1 million followers, 100,000 million followers on TikTok, and they wake up one morning and that their account's been shut down for some reason. Talk about how you avoid building on rented ground.
Oh, wow, that's a good topic. Don't ever build on rented ground. Always have, those platforms are there to help you get exposure, but always redirect people to your website, because regardless of that, people are going to follow you on your own platform or on your own website. That's how you're going to avoid any shutdowns, cancellations on YouTube, on Instagram. They can shut your business down any day, when you're running it through digital. But always tell people, hey, visit my website. I'm happy to, connect with you through there. Route them to that, because they're going to feel safe. Oh, okay, I can just deal directly with you. I don't have to deal with you on TikTok all the time or Facebook, all of that. So never build on rented ground.
No, I couldn't agree with you more, because Scott loves to use this example, especially since the unnamed platform that I won't name decided to just shut down one of my sites because of what they thought was something horrible, which wasn't, by the way.
Right.
But anyway, but I mean, so not only did they decide it instantly, they rejected the attempt for us to say, hey, this is what's really going on.
Right.
But they shut it down completely the same day. Yeah. And so it was gone. And so thank goodness, I'm still moving, and I had another site, and all is good. But the thing is, I agree with you 100%. I always, and I think it was the wisdom from my good friend D. Scott Smith. I always drive everybody to my website.
Yes.
Even knowing, yes, your website could be shut down because it's digital, anything, but not nearly as easily as social media or different things like that.
And having
so
that
all of
email list.
Exactly.
Right? Having that email list.
Yeah.
Getting people's emails, phone numbers. Sometimes they give you their phone numbers, but every time you're only going to get that person for about 5 seconds for them to give you that information. And if you miss it, they won't give you anything.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. And yeah, amazing. Okay. So my wheels are turning, by the way, here, Alejandra, because you're really getting me fired up. You and I have to chat. I'm going to give you a call after we get done. I have something I want to ask you, but this is the thing, everybody. You become better through other people. You learn more through other people. You got to pay attention and listen to what's going on around you. You can ask my good friend D. Scott Smith. Where is he? He's over there. There he is. who basically taught me everything I know, and got me started doing everything I do. So, there you go. I give him full credit. Well, I actually give God full credit, but Scott gets credit after that. But anyway, no, I mean, it's important to collaborate with the right people and to be thinking about those things. So I have been having such a great time, Alejandra, that the show's over, and I need to start being the responsible host and say to you, I would love to hear what your gold nugget is of today's conversation. What do you really want people to remember from today? And please tell us how they get in touch with you, because listening, as you can tell, I want to get in touch with you right now. So and you and I have talked several times, and I still want to talk more.
Yes, well, I mean, first of all, stay fulfilled, stay hungry, and literally just keep learning. Keep learning every day. And also, you can contact me directly, avoscarmedia.net. But we are building a new website to plug everything in, and I will eventually get that on LinkedIn. But you can just message me on LinkedIn at Alejandra A. Carr. I'm right there, always available. You can go on my Facebook, which is my full name, Alejandra Avalos Carranza, and it's verified as well. And those are the best ways to contact me. I'm always available.
Well, that is so good, and you say that much better than I do. I don't get that little roll in there.
Oh, yeah.
I got to do that.
Yeah.
You would think I would be better at that. Anyway, so no, you amazing. So thankful that you are here with us today. And Scott, before we let Alejandro go, what any last thoughts or comments?
Yeah, I'm just going to tell people, find a way to capture emails, if you can, phone numbers, but at least capture those emails.
Yes.
There's a lot of different ways to do it. You can ask Russ, ask Alejandra. You can Google it up. I mean, there's plenty of ways.
Yeah.
But and there's free ways to send out emails.
Yes.
Right. MailChimp has a free service up to a certain size, but do not miss. In fact, today, do something today to start that process. If you don't have it, and if you do have it, then do something today to add to that list.
Right.
Yeah. And I actually want to jump onto that and say, really, there's no excuse. And Scott got me started with a lot of these things. There is pretty much a free side of most services. They start pretty basic, but it gets you started.
Yeah.
So why not start today? Because it doesn't cost you any money to get started and do those things. And you've already got all your social media and the things you're doing. So why not capitalize on that today? So Alejandra, thank you. We're going to send you to the green room and say goodbye, but hang tight for just a second and we'll see you on the other side. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. See ya.
Bye.
Inspiration again, right?
Oh my goodness.
Fabulous.
Yeah. Alejandra gets me fired up. I'm all excited.
I got that. I got that.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm just going to throw in a plug too. This Friday is the third Friday of the month. It is the Global Tea Break. So that is at 7 Pacific time, and that would make it 10 o'clock on the East Coast. And wherever you are in the world, go to globalteabreak.com if you haven't signed up. You'll get an email that has a countdown to the time, so you can't miss it no matter where you are in the world. This week, we've got Cami Hoysa is our guest host and co-host with me. Unfortunately, Alan won't be there. He had to take a vacation with his wife to Spain. No way he could get out of it. He tried, but he has to go to Spain with his wife, so he won't be there. We're going to be interviewing Scott Weaver, and this is going to be another inspirational story where he looked at the end state of what he wanted for a business, and then he looked out and said, wow, there aren't any tools to do it. And so he's put together a series of tools, and you'll be inspired by what he did and how he's doing it and be able to apply that to your business. So globalteabreak.com.
That's so awesome. I can tell you're fired up about Scott coming on this Friday because you know all about it. And so, yeah, no, it's going to be a lot of fun. Scott and I will both be there. I'll only be able to be there for the first part, Scott, because I'll be on the move. I have to actually run a meeting that starts during the Global Tea Break. So I'll be there for the first part though. And no, it's a great organization that, by the way, everybody, doesn't cost you anything. globalteabreak.com, at least right now. I mean, as it grows and becomes more valuable, who knows? So right now it's free. globalteabreak.com gave you that information. There's the website again. Super easy to get to, right? If you want more information on Scott, there it is. I would recommend highly you get a hold of Scott. If you want more information on me, I would love to connect with you. I love connecting with people. Love it. And most of all, if you want to get a hold of Alejandra, there you go. There is information. She is an amazing individual, and just want to encourage you today to do that. With that, Scott, besides being super, we have to run. So with that, we're going to say thank you for everybody. Be here next Wednesday, 7 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. And don't forget, before that, on Instagram only, the Experience Backstage, 6:30 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time with our friend Tree from Houston, Texas. Be there. And until then, we'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.
Thanks for tuning in to The Experience Live with Russ and Scott. If you enjoyed today's show, please share it with others, post about it on social media, or subscribe on YouTube. See you next time.